Hey guys, it's Emma and welcome back to my channel. As some of you guys might know, I did not post last week. I posted this post. I don't think many people saw it, but I'm here to explain what happened. And by the thumbnail, you know it has something to do with my car. I find this ironic because in the end of June, I posted a video saying something happened to my car, and it wasn't bad at all. But now it is. I don't want this to be a complete sit-down video, so I'm just gonna be walking around telling you guys what actually happened. It looks really bad. It kinda is really bad, but something good did come from it. Everything happens for a reason. So let's get straight into this story. By the thumbnail, you might not know exactly what happened, but basically, this is my car. As you can see, it is completely submerged into this giant puddle in the middle of the road. And you may be asking, how did it get there? And I'm basically here to explain it all. It was a Saturday afternoon, it was raining, it was storming, and I decided that I wanted to go to the soccer practice that I still had, which I'm surprised it didn't get canceled. I was like, I'm gonna be the only person there because I am dedicated. Me and my mom got in the car, and it was raining. It wasn't raining bad. I know how to drive in rain. I've driven in worse. We get on the throughway, we start driving. In the exit that we're going off, you have to like turn underneath a bridge to go up the exit. It's hard to explain unless you like know where you are. We were getting off at this exit, so I got over into the exit lane, and right as we turned the corner underneath the bridge, there was this tiny puddle. It was very tiny at the time, and no one saw it. I was going the speed limit. It was a tiny puddle around a corner. No one saw it. I didn't see it until I turned the corner. We hit the puddle. I hydroplaned. If you don't know what hydroplaning is, it's basically like a car driving on water and you have no control of anything at all. So I hit this puddle of water, hydroplaned it, and my car started going towards the bridge. My car was going to hit the side of a bridge. Luckily, I had some control and I steered us out of hitting a bridge, which also led us to not make it out of this puddle. So since we didn't hit the bridge, we didn't make it out of the puddle, something at the bottom of my car got wet, the car stalled, and it completely stopped in this tiny puddle. Me and my mom were freaking out. We were on the throughway around a corner, stuck in a puddle. We were afraid someone was gonna come out from behind and hit our car and hit us, and it could have been way worse than it actually was. So there we were, sitting on the throughway with nothing to do. The car wouldn't work, it wouldn't go, it wouldn't drive, it wouldn't do anything. My mom called 911. I started recording on Snapchat. I did film some clips when we were actually there because I knew I'd end up making this video because it's just so sad. Little did we know from that point it would just become so much worse. We thought it was terrible already being stuck in this tiny puddle on the side of the throughway, but we did not know what was about to come. I'll play you the clip I took on Snapchat right here of what it looked like when we first got stuck. It did not look like this right when we got stuck. Trust me, I would not drive through that. Here's a video of what it actually looked like. As you can see by that video, there is no water that you can see outside of the car. We are just stuck in the middle of the throughway. There's no water in the front of the car. There's no water on the side of the car. It's just right behind us is where all the water is. So there was basically like no water, and it was a puddle. But little did we know that it was going to get so much worse after that. Where I am right now will be explained in a bit. Just give it a second. So there we were on the throughway, sitting in the car. I was driving. I was so scared. I thought this was all my fault, when in reality, no one knew that puddle was there, and if I didn't do it, someone else would have done it. It was an accident. It would have happened to anybody, but it happened to me. As we were sitting in the car waiting, the water levels were rising. The throughway was flooding. The water levels were rising. I have videos on Snapchat. You can just see the water getting higher and higher against the car. At one point, it was up to the doors. It was so scary. We're just sitting in the car and the water is rising and we can't do anything about it because we're on the throughway. We can't get out of the car. We're gonna get hit by a car going 55 miles an hour on the throughway. We were stuck, sitting in a car that's about to be submerged with water. It was the scariest thing ever. The police finally arrived. They started to shut the throughway down to like one lane. They shut down the lane that we were in and that the water was slowly rising in. So as you can see in this Snapchat clip, I stuck my phone out the window to show the water rising past the doors. From the first clip you saw to this clip, you can tell that the water was rising. And as we sat there for longer and the police just did nothing about it, they called the throughway department, tried to get a tow truck out here. But the thing is, this throughway was only 2 lanes and it was busy. Trying to get all these people off the throughway was near impossible. And as this was happening, water was starting to get into the car on my mom's side. Water started going into the feet wells of where my mom was sitting. I have a video of it right here. It was definitely one of the scariest parts because that's when water started filling the car. Sitting hopelessly in a car filling with water, that has to be one of the scariest things that I've ever experienced. Just watching water slowly rise on my mom's side and we couldn't do anything about it was so scary. Since the car wasn't working, it was fogging up, you couldn't really see outside anymore. The next video that I took was just kind of showing how much the water rises again. You can sort of see the police car that is outside, but it's not the best video because I was freaking out. The police had to end up shutting down the whole entire throughway, blocking every entrance onto that throughway because of how bad this flooding was. And by the time that they did that, water started filling the car. I was sitting on my side and water just started flooding into my footwell. As you can see by this video, I took this video as soon as I realized that water was starting to fill. The water filled the footwell so fast. As you can see this video, I literally started filming it right when I realized, and it was already up to like the top of the gas pedal. If I put my foot in that, I'd be at least ankle deep in it. So that's when we realized that this was the worst possible scenario. The car was filled with water, we were stuck on the throughway, we couldn't get out of the car without risked getting hit. So we just had to sit in this car slowly submerging with water. So in the end, I yelled out to the cop and I was like, hey, our car is filling with water. The water is up to the seats, because that's about how high it got. From where your feet go to the top of the seat, that's how high the water got in the car. It was definitely one of the scariest moments ever. Calling out to the cop saying, we have to get out of this vehicle. The cop offered us to sit in his car while he directs traffic to try and shut down the throughway. So I end up climbing out the window into at least knee-height water at that time. I climb out the window and the water is up to my knees. My mom had to get out and she wasn't about to climb out the window, and the cop just said, your car is already full with water. Might as well just open the door. So we opened the door, my mom got out, and water just flowed into my car. It was already destroyed. In this next video, you can see me sitting in the cop car with showing what my car actually looks like now. And keep in mind, the water was not like this when I first drove in. As you remember from the first video, you couldn't see the water at all in the first video. So then once they got the throughway completely closed down, the tow truck was able to make it, and this is when we realized they wouldn't be able to get the car out until all the water was gone. So the cop car that we're sitting in just took us home. I have some clips that I'll play right now from that. And it's been about 2 weeks since it happened, and the reason I didn't post this last week was because I don't know, it was just too hard to make at that point. And now that we have some answers, insurance is a lifesaver right now. About 2 days ago we heard that the car was totaled. Everything happens for a reason, but something good did come out of this situation. Insurance did us good. Since insurance did us so well, I did get something that I'm sitting in right now, which you guys will have to wait to see for another video because it is absolutely insane. Just be careful when you guys are driving in rain. You'll never know when you'll turn a corner and there's a giant puddle. Sorry if this was like a boring kind of sit down video. I tried to like move around and change sceneries, but that is the end of this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, and turn on those post notifications. Peace out.